carefully evaluating new technologies, such as cryptocurrencies, can offer advantages, as long as the risks are well calculated. Finally, adopting sound financial practices and diversifying your resources will ensure you are prepared to face any challenge. Remember, in times of crisis, preparation is the difference between survival and despair. 05. Environmental collapse. Is the world dying? In recent years, we have witnessed a series of events that indicate a possible global environmental collapse. Climate change, scarcity of natural resources, and the intensification of natural disasters make us ask, is the world dying? And, most importantly, are we prepared to face the consequences of this? This chapter will explore the major environmental issues that threaten the future of the Earth, including the scarcity of natural resources, the increase in natural disasters, and what we can do to be more sustainable and self-sufficient. Scarcity of natural resources, water and food. The scarcity of natural resources is one of the biggest concerns we face today. Two of the most essential resources for human survival, water and food, are becoming increasingly limited, which puts food security and the quality of life of billions of people around the world at risk. But what is behind this scarcity, and how can we deal with it? Water, the vital resource in danger. Water is undoubtedly one of the most precious resources on Earth. However, its uneven distribution and increasing waste make it increasingly scarce. The increase in the world population and the growth of industries have led to excessive exploitation of freshwater sources, which are not being replenished at the same rate. This is generating a serious water crisis in several regions of the planet. In many countries, drinking water sources are drying up, and rivers are becoming contaminated with chemicals, sewage and industrial waste. The impact of this is devastating. Entire communities are being forced to live without access to clean water, increasing rates of water-related diseases and damaging agriculture, which relies heavily on irrigation. Furthermore, climate change is exacerbating this crisis. Prolonged droughts are becoming more frequent, while devastating floods in some regions are the result of intense and unpredictable rainfall. These extreme events directly affect water systems, creating a vicious cycle of scarcity and excess. Food shortages, a silent threat. Food production is also under pressure. Agriculture, which depends on natural resources such as fertile soil, water and suitable climate, is facing increasing challenges due to environmental degradation and climate change. Crops are being affected by droughts, floods, pests and diseases, making food scarcer and more expensive. Furthermore, the way we produce food also contributes to this scarcity. The overuse of pesticides, chemical fertilizers, and unsustainable agricultural practices has caused soil degradation, reducing its ability to produce food in the long term. Monoculture, or growing a single species over large areas, also decreases biodiversity, making crops more vulnerable to pests and diseases. Food shortages have devastating consequences, especially in poorer regions of the world, where millions of people already live with food insecurity. Rising hunger and malnutrition are becoming a growing threat as global food systems become more unstable. Natural disasters on the rise. How to be prepared. Natural disasters are becoming more frequent and more intense. Hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes, wildfires and other extreme weather events are occurring more frequently, and scientists warn that the trend is likely to continue. How can we prepare for these catastrophic events? Climate change and natural disasters. Climate change is a major driver of rising natural disasters. Rising global temperatures are altering weather patterns, leading to longer and more intense droughts, torrential rains and stronger hurricanes. Additionally, melting ice caps and rising sea levels are threatening coastal areas around the world, putting millions of people at risk of forced displacement. Wildfires, for example, are becoming more devastating, with the combination of extreme drought and high temperatures creating ideal conditions for fire to spread. These fires not only destroy entire ecosystems, but also affect local communities, destroying homes and infrastructure, and releasing large amounts of carbon into the atmosphere, further exacerbating global warming. Natural disasters and their consequences. Natural disasters have long-term consequences. In addition to the immediate destruction caused by these events, there are economic, social and environmental impacts that last for years. Entire communities can be devastated, and reconstruction can take decades. Furthermore, loss of human life and forced migration due to natural disasters are increasingly common realities. However, not all natural disasters are caused by climate change. Human activity, such as deforestation, construction in risk areas, and the unbridled exploitation of natural resources also contributes to the intensification of these phenomena. For example, deforestation in tropical regions is making forests less able to absorb rainwater, which leads to landslides and flooding. How to prepare for natural disasters. Preparing for natural disasters is essential. This includes not only building disaster-resistant infrastructure, such as safe shelters and early warning systems, but also educating populations on how to respond in emergencies. In vulnerable communities, it is essential to create evacuation plans and ensure people have access to emergency resources such as food, water, and medicine. Additionally, adapting to climate change is crucial. This could include using more sustainable technologies, such as regenerative agriculture, and building homes that can withstand hurricanes and floods. Individual awareness and preparedness are also important, as each person can take steps to protect their home and family, such as stocking up on food and water, and staying informed about environmental risks. Sustainability and self-sufficiency, a path to the future. Faced with an uncertain future and ongoing environmental crises, the search for sustainable and self-sufficient solutions becomes increasingly urgent. What can we do to live in a more balanced way with our planet and ensure that future generations have access to essential natural resources? What is sustainability? Sustainability is the ability to meet our current needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This involves responsible management of natural resources, reducing waste, and implementing practices that protect the environment while promoting human and social well-being. Sustainability involves several areas, from agriculture and food consumption to the way we produce energy and consume goods. The aim is to create a system in which natural resources are used efficiently and renewably, without depleting ecosystems and without causing irreparable damage to the planet. The importance of self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency, on the other hand, is the ability of an individual or community to meet its own basic needs without relying on external sources. This could include growing food in community gardens, generating energy from renewable sources such as solar panels, and reusing resources such as rainwater. Self-sufficiency is not only a matter of survival in times of crisis, but also a way to reduce our ecological footprint. By producing what we consume and adopting more sustainable practices, we can decrease our dependence on systems that are not sustainable in the long term. Sustainable practices for the future. There are several ways to promote sustainability and self-sufficiency. Some of them include regenerative agriculture, rather than simply extracting resources from the soil. Regenerative agriculture focuses on restoring and improving soil health, promoting biodiversity and reducing reliance on chemicals. Renewable energy, adopting clean energy sources, such as solar, wind and hydroelectric, can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and combat climate change. Reuse of resources, the conscious use of water and waste, in addition to the reuse of materials, can reduce pressure on ecosystems and reduce environmental impacts. Developing green technologies, investing in technological innovations that promote sustainability, such as electric cars and green buildings, can help reduce dependence on fossil fuels and promote a cleaner economy. Environmental collapse is an increasingly present reality in our lives. The scarcity of natural resources, the increase in natural disasters, and the need to find sustainable solutions are issues that need to be addressed urgently. Although the challenges are great, there are many possible solutions if we start. 06. Family and individual. Security in times of anarchy. We live in uncertain times, where global instability, natural disasters, and social conflicts can lead to situations of anarchy. In these circumstances, protecting yourself and your family becomes an essential priority. Security is not just about weapons or tools, but also about planning, strategies, and staying calm to face chaos. This chapter explores how you can prepare yourself and your family practically and emotionally to ensure that you are protected during extreme crises. How to protect your family, defense strategies. Protecting your family starts with a well-structured plan and the ability to identify potential threats. Let's break down the essential steps to ensuring the safety of your home and loved ones. Strengthen the home. Secure entry points. Make sure doors, windows, and other entrances are secure. Install sturdy locks and, if possible, add bars to windows. Surveillance system. Security cameras, alarms, and motion sensors are valuable investments. Even in times of crisis, a visual approach like fences or natural barriers helps discourage intruders. Outdoor lighting. Keep areas around your home well lit. Motion sensor lights are effective in detecting suspicious movement. Self-defense. Know your defense tools. For some families, having firearms or defense objects, such as batons and pepper spray, can be a viable measure. However, training is essential. Never use something you don't know how to handle properly. Learn martial arts or self-defense. Skills like jiu-jitsu or Krav Maga can make a difference in extreme situations. Teaching your family members basic techniques is a great idea. Security routines. Planning escape routes. In case of an emergency, have alternative routes to evacuate your home or neighborhood. Practice these routes with your family regularly. Communication codes. Create simple codes to identify dangerous situations. For example, a code word can signal the need for immediate evacuation. Avoid direct conflicts. In times of anarchy, chaos can be unpredictable. The ideal is to avoid conflict whenever possible. Identify dangerous situations early and try to keep your family away from them. Communication and support networks in times of crisis. Communication may be the biggest challenge in times of anarchy, but it is also your greatest ally. Knowing how to establish support networks and stay in touch with other trusted people can be the difference between security and vulnerability. Stay informed. Emergency radios. When mobile and internet networks go down, AM/FM radio or shortwave radio can provide important information. Local communication channels, community networks, such as neighborhood groups or community leaders, can share useful information about what's happening in your area. Establish support networks. Communitarianism. Form alliances with trusted neighbors. In times of crisis, working together can provide greater security than acting alone. Division of tasks. Each member of your support network can have a role. For example, one neighbor can monitor supplies, while another takes care of surveillance. Communication strategies. Simple codes. In case of emergency, create simple codes for messages. For example, a white handkerchief in the window could indicate that everything is okay, while a red handkerchief could signal danger. Alternative technology. Walkie-talkies, satellite communication devices and offline apps can be useful for staying in touch in areas where mobile networks fail. Family training. Make sure everyone in your family knows how to use communication tools, such as radios or hand signals. Carrying out periodic simulations helps to avoid panic in real situations. Emergency kits and safe havens. Being physically prepared with the right equipment can save lives. A good emergency kit and identifying safe havens are essential aspects of preparedness. Putting together your emergency kit. Your kit should contain basic items to ensure your family's survival for at least 72 hours. Below is an essential list. Water and food. Store enough drinking water for each family member, minimum 3 liters per person per day. Include non-perishable foods such as canned goods, protein bars, and dried grains. First aid. Include dressings, antiseptics, basic medications, and specific items for family members with medical conditions. Tools and equipment. Flashlight with extra batteries or solar chargers. Multi-purpose pocket knife and basic tools. Waterproof matches or lighters. Clothing and shelter. Durable clothing for all family members. Thermal blankets or compact sleeping bags. Important documents. Laminated copies of identity documents, birth certificates and insurance. Extra items. Dust or smoke protection masks. Local maps and compass. Safe havens. If staying at home is no longer safe, identifying alternative refuges is critical. Predetermined shelters. Plan places to shelter in different settings, such as a cottage, a community shelter, or a location close to nature. Easy access. Ensure the shelter is accessible and has clear evacuation routes. On-site supplies. Keep a duplicate emergency kit already stored at the shelter. Mobility and transportation. If you need to escape quickly, a vehicle should be ready. Always keep your fuel tank full. Store repair tools and an extra gallon of fuel. Include a vehicle-specific survival kit. Thinking long-term. In addition to immediate preparation, it is essential to think about what will come after the crisis. Being prepared emotionally, spiritually and physically will help you face the future with greater resilience. Here are some final steps. Continuing education. Take courses on first aid, outdoor survival, and self-sufficiency. Strengthen family bonds. Working together during preparation strengthens team spirit and reduces stress during difficult times. Practice resilience. Accepting that unforeseen events will happen and being willing to adapt is the greatest sign of strength in times of anarchy. With planning, unity and faith, you can protect what matters most, your family. 07. Mental and psychological strengthening, leadership in crises. In times of crisis, physical strength is important, but true survival depends on mental and psychological strength. The world may be falling apart around us, but those with clarity of thought, resilience, and leadership skills can navigate the challenges more effectively. Strengthening your mind is as essential as preparing an emergency kit, and in this chapter we will explore how to deal with stress, build confidence, and lead your family in extreme situations. Techniques for dealing with stress and anxiety. Crises bring uncertainty, and with them come high levels of stress and anxiety. The psychological impact can be devastating, but there are practical ways to cope with these feelings and stay calm. 1. Conscious breathing. One of the simplest and most effective methods for dealing with stress is conscious breathing. This technique helps to calm the nervous system and reduce levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. How to do it? Inhale slowly through your nose, counting to 4. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat the process for a few minutes. This technique can be done at any time, in panic situations, before making important decisions, or simply to start the day more calmly. 2. Accept what cannot be controlled. In times of crisis, many things are beyond our control, such as other people's behavior, natural disasters, or economic crises. Fighting these realities only increases stress. Practice. Make a list of what is within your control and what is not. Focus on the actions you can take and accept that not everything can be resolved immediately. 3. Create routines. Even in chaotic scenarios, creating a routine can bring a sense of normalcy. Establish regular times for meals, rest periods, and physical activities. These practices help your mind organize itself and reduce feelings of chaos. 4. Disconnect from excessive information. Being informed is important, but consuming too much negative news can increase anxiety. Limit your exposure to media and choose reliable sources. Set aside periods of time without access to external information to take care of your mind. 5. Mindfulness practices. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment, without judgment. Take 5 to 10 minutes a day to observe your breathing or pay attention to every detail around you. This practice reduces anxiety and improves mental clarity. Developing resilience and self-confidence. Resilience is the ability to adapt and overcome adversity. In times of crisis, this quality is what differentiates those who succumb to despair and those who find creative and effective solutions. 1. Reframe the problem. Resilience starts with how you see the problem. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or "How can I overcome this situation?" This mental reframing helps transform negative situations into opportunities for growth. 2. Have small, realistic goals. Setting tangible, achievable goals is essential to building self-confidence. For example, in a food crisis, your goal might be to stockpile a specific amount of food within a set time frame. With each goal you achieve, your confidence will grow. 3. Seek knowledge. Fear often comes from ignorance. The more you know about a situation, the more prepared you will feel. Study topics such as first aid, survival techniques, and crisis psychology. Knowledge brings security. 4. Cultivate gratitude. Even in the worst-case scenarios, there is always something to be grateful for. Gratitude helps you focus on the positive, strengthening your mind to face challenges. Make a daily list of 3 things you are grateful for, even if they are small. 5. Invest in relationships. Resilience is not built alone. Surrounding yourself with people who offer emotional and practical support is essential. A strong network of friends and family can be the difference between success and failure in difficult times. 6. Physical exercise and mental health. Exercise not only improves your physical health, but it also strengthens your mind. Activities like running, yoga, or walking reduce stress and increase endorphin levels, which improves your mood and confidence. Leadership and family unity in extreme situations. In times of crisis, the family needs a leader. Leadership is not about authoritarianism, but about inspiring, motivating, and protecting those around you. Whether you are the head of your family or a contributing member, it is vital to understand how to work as a team and maintain unity. 1. Clear and open communication. Communication is the foundation of any leadership. In times of crisis, everyone needs to be informed and aligned. How to apply? Explain the situation honestly, without scaremongering. Share plans and strategies so everyone knows what to do. Encourage questions and suggestions, showing that everyone has an important role to play. 2. Task distribution. A united family works as a team. Divide responsibilities fairly, considering the abilities of each member. For example, someone can be responsible for organizing supplies. Another may monitor external news and communications. Children can learn simple tasks and feel like they are helping. 3. Keep morale high. In extreme situations, keeping your spirits up is crucial. This can be done in several ways. Establish family leisure moments, such as simple games or storytelling. Celebrate small achievements, like completing important tasks. Constantly reinforce the value of each family member. 4. Fast and safe decision-making. A leader in times of crisis needs to make quick but considered decisions. For that, evaluate the available information clearly. Always consider everyone's safety and well-being. Communicate decisions firmly and clearly, ensuring everyone understands. 5. Teach by example. If you want your family to remain calm and organized, show it in your own actions. Be a model of resilience and emotional balance, even when the situation seems unsustainable. 6. Encourage spirituality. For many families, faith is a pillar in difficult times. Praying, meditating or seeking messages of hope can strengthen family bonds and bring comfort. Strengthening your mind and leadership in times of crisis is as essential as any physical preparation. By dealing with stress effectively, building resilience, and leading your family with courage and compassion, you will be better equipped to face whatever adversity the future may bring. The path may be challenging, but with determination, unity and a strong mind, it is possible to overcome even the darkest moments. 08. Community networks, the strength of unity. In the most difficult times, the strength of a united community can be the difference between survival and chaos. Community networks provide mutual support, increase resilience and foster a sense of collective security. We will explore how organizing groups, sharing skills, and implementing collective safety strategies can strengthen communities and prepare everyone for times of crisis. Organizing cooperation and support groups. Why form support groups? Organizing into groups is a natural response to overcoming challenges that are greater than we can handle individually. During crises, isolated people are more likely to suffer from a lack of resources, information or security. Working together expands access to help and promotes a sense of belonging and purpose.